Hello friends, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to start a new reading vlog today. I've got to charge this battery camera so I can't talk too long. I have just started reading the final book in the Poppy War trilogy by R.F. Kuang. Always wanted to read this series and I love the first two books. I think I like the first one more, but only by a little bit. This one, so far so good. I'm about 50 pages in and so far I'm really liking it. I think that there's a lot of things going on right now. If you have not read any of the Poppy War trilogy, this is going to be a very spoiler filled section. So I'll be sure to tag when it's a spoiler on the screen because I don't want to ruin this book for people who have not read it yet or the series, but I'm probably going to get very spoilery. So yeah, just be prepared for that. Also, I am home alone for the weekend that I'm filming this. I probably won't be uploading it for a little while. My husband has gone to North Carolina, Greensboro, I believe, for a world championship in Tang Soo Do, because that's the martial art that we practice. And he has to go to help judge and do some things. So it's his first time going, but it's like a 9-hour drive or something. I couldn't go with him because I have to work Saturday, unfortunately. It's one of those things where normally I could get someone to fill for me on that Saturday, but this is a very important Saturday for my job, so I have to be there, unfortunately. So I can't go with him. So I'm home. Today's Thursday through Sunday. He'll come home Sunday some point. I'm not sure when he plans to leave. He's probably gonna get there about 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. It's an hour ahead for him. And for me, it's currently, what time is it right now? Anyways, that's what's going on. I'm gonna have a weekend with me and the boys. Yang, you wanna say hi? You wanna say hi, Yang? He misses his daddy already. Didn't you, Yang? Yeah. I'm not able to give him all of the attention he needs by myself, so wish me luck on that. And I gotta go charge this battery, and I'm watching a lot of booktube videos. It's gonna be a fun weekend, but it's gonna be not an all girls weekend, all boys and mama weekend. I'll keep you guys updated and tell you about the book as I read it. Hello, welcome. I hope you're doing well. I'm watching a Jordaline Reads vlog from a year ago because I'm bored home alone by myself. Hubby's still gone on his trip. He should be leaving tomorrow, but it's like a 9-hour drive back home. So I'll be home most of tomorrow by myself too. I just uploaded my May/June wrap up reading log for the months. I had a couple books I forgot to mention for May, so I included them in that. So that's why it says May and June. I haven't read anything today, but I'm still reading The Burning God. And now I am 82 pages into it. And we're really, you can hear my dog eating in the background, sorry. Hope that doesn't gross you out too much. But we're really getting into the kind of strategy, and like Ren is going back and forth with these guys about the best way to move on with the war and how to gain more leverage in the war. And she's really immature. Like, I feel like so far in this book, more than the last two, she's showing how naive and small and kind of childish she is. She's getting very vindictive and very rash. She's not thinking about things before she does and says them. And I feel like that's kind of maybe indicative of her losing herself, losing her mind. She's connected to Kate, and, or I don't know how you say his name, Kate. But she's got a lot of stakes going on, a lot of things on the burner that could go wrong and that can go wrong and probably will. And there's been some betrayal from past classmates who she was friends with, and I'm just really curious how it's gonna go and how far she's gonna take them. I think she might get them into some really bad situations based off of how she's been acting. It's kind of crazy to see her being so childish over something that's like war, like something that's so serious. Yang, was that a good dinner? Did you have a good dinner? He was begging me to have dinner. It's late. I was gonna stay up a little late. I might go lay in the bed, play on my phone a little bit. Today was a weird day. I wanted to sleep all day. I got home about 10:20 from the farmer's market, and I laid down till 1 o'clock when my husband called me because he got done with the tournament thing that he's doing. So we talked for a couple hours, kind of just sat on the phone, hung out, attached at the hip, aren't we, gang? And I've been chilling with Yang, and I wanted to go back to sleep, but I didn't. I just watched YouTube, did some dishes. I need to do a lot more, but for now, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Just wanted to update you on my reading. I haven't read any manga in a few days, but I want to. I just don't know. I had started, I guess I'll show you what I started, but I'm just not in the mood for it right now, so I think I'm gonna put it away. I had started volume 2 of Wake Up Sleeping Beauty. I'm not loving this, and I'm kind of sad about it because I wanted to love it, and I'm gonna continue it. Don't get me wrong, like I'm leaving my bookmark in here. So far I'm not wowed. I think I'll read the rest of this volume before I decide if I want to continue. And if not, I'll just resell it or keep it for my little library. I might keep it for the library in my studio because I've got the whole series. And it is hard to find, and maybe one day I'll want to read it. Kind of taking a break from reading it. It's just not grabbing me, and I think it's because I'm not loving the concept of mental health / ghosts being the reason that she's having this issue going on. Also, I don't like when characters, I think I know what it is. I don't think that first one was it. Scratch that first thought. I think it's that when characters fall in love so quickly and it's not really explained why they love them so quickly, and we're just expected to kind of go with it. I don't really buy that. I felt that way with Snow White with the red hair. I read 2 volumes and I was done. And I feel like this is going in that same route of I need to believe that you love each other, even if it was love at first sight. A lot of that is unbelievable, but the writers make it sound believable because they're so good at what they do. And so far I'm not buying it. I'm not buying the guy being so in love with the girl yet. It was so fast. Like, why didn't we wait till like maybe the end of the 2nd volume to do that? That way we've established their personalities, we've established his position in comparison to her, and then her personality mixed with whatever. Like, I can't believe it yet. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep reading this or move on to something else and then come back to it. So if you've read this series, let me know in the comments of this video what you thought of it. Is it worth pushing on if I'm already feeling this way? Like, what do you think? Without spoiling it for me, is it worth the journey, or is it just kind of meh? Like, I want to like this. I really do. That's what I've been doing lately. I'm kind of ready for bed. My phone's about to die, so I miss JB. He's my best friend. I really do miss him when he's not here. Sometimes it's nice to have alone time, and I do appreciate those moments. But for some reason today, it's just been rough. It's been really rough. I think when it gets really hot down here in the South, people go crazy and they just start like being really angry and bitchy. Like they just can't handle the heat. And they start losing their minds over nothing. And I'm just like, I have to step back and be like, that is honestly not a big deal. It will be okay. We will handle it, without telling them to shut up, you know? And it's just hard. It's hard to do this job sometimes, you know? But that's any job, I guess. Just wanted to rant a little, but yeah. I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so my house is a literal wreck right now, so I'm just gonna let you join me in some cleaning motivation. I've learned that when I watch and listen and see other YouTubers or social media influencers or whatever clean, it helps me get motivated to clean. So here you go, here's some cleaning motivation. It's not a lot, but here you go. So I have done a lot of housework today. I've got so much done. I'm really proud. I did make some salsa earlier, and I've never made salsa before. Excuse me, trying to get rearranged. I don't think it turned out well. We'll see. I'm gonna let it like sit and marinate for a little while to see how it is and if it needs ingredients. I'm sure it probably needs a lot of salt. I didn't put any salt in it because I wanted to see how it tastes naturally. I just had a lot of tomatoes that I didn't have use for, and a couple of jalapenos that I kind of used some of it. So we'll see. Right now I have a cup of coffee. I just made my second cup of the day, and I think I'm gonna start How I Met My Soulmate by Anna Sheen, the same creator as Waiting for Spring. I bought this the last time we went manga shopping, and I haven't read it yet because I've just been holding on to my manga because I don't want to run out of manga to read before I get to go shopping next. But I think I'm either going to go shopping very soon. I think we might be going soon. I've got a feeling, or I'll just order online. Either way. So I'm going to start reading this, and I hope it's good. I've heard good things about it. Ooh, it's got really high ratings on Goodreads. That's good. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at these insert pages. Full color. Gorgeous. Oh, that's so funny. That's so weird. She's reading her other story. So you can see right here on like the second or third page of the manga that she's reading Waiting for Spring. That's so weird. I totally recognize that cover. Yeah, it says Waiting for Spring. That's so weird and meta. She's reading her own manga. I'm loving this so far. It's so good. I might be obsessed. So we've got this girl who, her name is Yuki. She's really cute, really sweet, and she has like a thing wanting to find her soulmate or whatever. So she meets this guy, and they have kind of a rocky start, but you can obviously tell that they're gonna fall in love. Like, it's pretty freaking obvious, pretty freaking quick. But it's so cute. Like, he's so sweet and just spicy enough, but I'm like already hooked. I can't wait for more. I'm pretty sure there's more volumes of this already available. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I'm already obsessed. I think this is a little bit more mature than Waiting for Spring. They're in their 20s, so I'm hoping it gets a little sexy. I hope. I'm putting my hopes and dreams into the universe and hoping that it'll manifest into some spicy romance. But I really, really like this so far. I recommend it, and I'm about halfway through, as you can tell. It's really good. I can't wait to finish it. I'll let you guys know what I think at the end. Listen, I meant to talk to you sooner about this book, but I didn't, so here we are. I'm about halfway through. Yeah, just about. Chapter 18, page 309. Y'all, I cannot describe how intense and dark this is. The first book was kind of dark, but like mostly fun and games. Like, you've got this girl going to a new school. She's like working really hard to get there. You can definitely tell there's a lot of darkness within the series because it's based off of like drug addiction and poverty, and war is very big. She's going to a war college, so people are training to learn how to be strategists and how to fight and how to navigate war technically, like things like that. So they get plunged into a war at the end of the first book, and then the second book is like the throes of her being either the leader of this little band of people or her discovering her magical powers and all that, and then being betrayed by people. This book is the end of the war, I think. We'll see how it ends, but she's gone through betrayal after betrayal. She's slaughtered thousands of people. She's like a legend, but also a lot of people, like the other warlords, don't take her seriously and they treat her like a child because she is technically a child still. And she's got all this power, but she keeps running into these like roadblocks and things that preventing her from getting the result from the war that she wants. And I just I keep taking breaks, like little 2 to 3 hour breaks or maybe even a day break in between reading because it's just so dark, the stuff that's happening in here. We watch her go through being sealed. There are spoilers in this, by the way. I'm trying not to spoil too much, but I'm gonna end up spoiling something. She ends up being sealed away for a while, and they don't even tell us how long it's been. I'm guessing not very long. She kind of like is battling herself in her mind, and she's got all this trauma and all these regrets and all these terrible things that she's done and things that people have done to her that she has to try to grip with while being sealed away in her thoughts. She's got a disability now. She's missing her hand, and she's trying to navigate that along with her body constantly being beaten and mutilated by people who just beat the crap out of her. And it's just a lot. And I just read a part. I mean, it's great. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely thriving, loving this book. But I just read a part where she does gain back some more power, and she tells this group of people who are following her now, like she's gained their allegiance to fight for her. She tells them pretty much, get them at this guy who betrayed her. And they like rip him to shreds. They like literally tear him alive. He's alive. Tear him to shreds while he's alive. She said like an eyeball rolled around, like, oh, it's so gross. I mean, I'm living for it. It's a great book. It's really well written. The fight scenes are fantastic. I was just talking to my husband last night about how I don't know how people can write fight scenes. I get how you could film them, then animate them. I understand how you could film them and then write them out. But I don't know how you as a writer could imagine a fight scene all in your head and then just write it. I don't understand that. And that's what this whole series is a war. So there's a lot of fighting in it. R.F. Kuang, man, she's incredibly talented. I am absolutely enthralled with her writing, and I do want to pick up Babel. I'm just kind of intimidated by it. So I might pick it up at the next time I go book shopping. We'll see. I just don't know how quickly I'll read it because this is very, very, very intense writing, and I have to really focus when I'm reading this book. I can't really read it when my husband's watching some funny YouTube stuff like I usually do. This country who some people may see as barbaric, that's a lot of the wording in here calls them barbaric, but they're just a different culture, and this other culture comes in and starts taking over and killing people and demanding them to worship their god. And they've got a lot of science and technological advances, but they are treating the people who live native to this country like animals, like barbarians, and like they're less than animals. And it's just really sad to see that culture being washed away underneath their own feet while they're fighting their hardest to get it back. And they fought like 5 different enemies. It's like it's never ending for these people. And they finally get to a point to where they can handle it, and then this crazy group comes in, washing away their cities, bringing in their religion. It's just chaos. It's constant chaos. There's gods involved, there's magic. It's so brutal. It is one of the most brutal fantasy series I've ever read in my life. And I don't read a ton of fantasy, so, you know, to each their own, but holy crap, am I liking this. It's so good. So I am trying to figure out what I'm going to read after I finish The Burning God by R.F. Kuang. Excuse me. I've been snacking. Yay. You want to be on YouTube? Excuse me. I've got a good stack of books in my bookshelf cart thing that I could pull from. I'm kind of feeling like a horror or a really good spooky thriller after this. I think I haven't read one in so long that I'm kind of feeling it. If you've got any recommendations, feel free to leave them in the comments. I want to kind of build up a few books on my backlog for spooky season. It's coming up. I'm already ready for Halloween. It's still late July when I'm filming this. I don't know when I'll post it, but hopefully very soon. But I want to finish this book as soon as possible, and then I'll post the vlog. I'm currently on chapter 21, page 362, and it's still really good. I'm telling you, it's just one betrayal, one nasty interaction after another. And I can see this being very stressful to some people. If you don't like constant conflict, this might not be the book for you, or if you do read it, you might want to take breaks. I should be bookmarking certain parts just so I can read them and then take breaks. But I kind of want to finish it, so I'm kind of pushing through it. I hope I don't get burnt out or get into any kind of reading slump, but I am still enjoying it. I'm not trying to sound like it's a chore to read, but I could definitely see this being something you would read in class, like some kind of schoolroom, because it seems like something that should be studied. It's really good. It's just a lot. I'm glad it is the last book, because I don't know if I could handle a fourth book at all, unless it was like short stories from different characters' perspectives. I think that would be really fun, but I think that she's done with the series officially. And I've got 2 books in my cart on Amazon that I'm thinking about getting because they're on sale right now, but I don't know if they will be by the time I purchase them. Either way, I've got a Barnes & Noble discount card with points on it. I'm just really excited to finish this eventually. The last time I talked to you, since then, there has been a few developments. Ren is going through, she went through the mountains with this group of people that, you know, after she told them to tear that guy apart that I told you about, she's now tracked through these horrible icy mountain ranges, and lots of people died. Some people resorted to cannibalism because they were starving. And she kind of just started turning a blind eye to the bad things that were happening because she had to get through. So she just let people eat each other when they would die. And it's crazy. It's crazy to me, the horrible atrocities that come into play when it comes to war. And R.F. Kuang does not shy away from those things at all in this book. It is by far the most disgusting one out of the trilogy. It's very dark. It's very gruesome and manipulative and sad and awful, but great at the same time, if that makes sense. I had today off. Today's a Monday when I'm filming this section, and I normally don't get Mondays off, and so he's been like staring at me all day, which I'm glad that he hasn't been stuck in that room or in the crate for most of the day. He's been a pretty good boy. He's just very needy when I stay home with him. But Jonathan is at karate class right now. And I didn't go because I usually only go on Tuesdays, Thursdays, maybe Saturdays. But I didn't go tonight because I did kind of want to just take my full day off and be at home and work on chores that I needed to do, like dishes and laundry, hang out with the boy, because that's very important, hanging out with the boy. I have a really bad headache right now. Oh, Hermie, I'm sorry. That must have hurt. It sounded painful. I'm sorry, bud. My phone fell on my cat. He just jumped. It made a really loud thud. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Maybe I didn't drink enough water or something. But I feel like crap. I laid down when I got home, and I've been on and off falling asleep, but I don't like want to commit fully to taking a nap for some reason. I don't know why. You ever do that? Like, I could easily just go get in the bed, lay down, turn all the lights and all the sounds off, and just sleep. But also I don't want to because I feel like I might feel worse when I come back. Well, I've read a lot of my book. I don't even feel like updating you on it. I'm sorry, but I think I've only got like 200 pages left or something, maybe less at this point, but it's really good. I think once I got past like the 200 and something page mark, it got really good, but God, I need to take some Tylenol or ibuprofen or something. I hope you guys are doing well. A lot of people in my town are getting COVID that I usually interact with, so I'm trying not to get COVID again because that was the worst thing I've ever had in my life. But yeah, my battery's done, so I'll see you in the next update. Good morning. Today is Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. And I'm very tired. I did sleep a little bit better last night than I did the night before. I don't know what was wrong with me. I think I've gotten to a point to where if the temperature is just a little bit off and it's not perfect and I'm too hot, I will not sleep. If it's too cold, I'll be fine, but if it's too hot, I just cannot. I have to make sure it's at like one of two temperatures in my house before I can sleep properly. But I think I figured exactly what those temps are. And yeah, it's very annoying. Does anyone else have that problem? I feel like I'm the only person on the planet who's that particular, but probably not, probably not. Nothing is a universally singular experience. But anyways, today is Wednesday. I think I'm gonna go grab something from the gas station, like a coffee, like a canned coffee, because I need something, just a little something extra. I did read a little bit more of The Burning God last night. I'm at the point where she thinks that she's got it in the bag. She thinks she's got this last bit of the war effort in the bag. And that has me really worried because anytime that's ever happened in the future of this series, it's just gone to shit. So I'm a little concerned that everyone's going to die and it's going to be really bad. But she has been winning a lot of mini war, like mini conquests within this tirade of war that she's on. So I mean, it is looking good for her. She's getting more people, she's getting more weaponry, she just found some guns, and like that's a big deal from where she is. But I'm not sure if I trust that. I feel like this is gonna be really sad or something, but we'll see. I haven't ever read it before, so I don't know. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll see you soon. I want to show you guys the mural that me and my job have been working to get put up in our downtown. I do work for an organization that handles a lot of downtown projects, and this is a mural that we've been working on. We got a lot of grant funds and we commissioned a mural, and it's like a historic like photograph from the area, so it's really cool. But here, I want to show you how it's coming so far. It's not complete, but it looks really good. Isn't that beautiful? Of course it's old, like it's a historic photo, so it's gonna be not like the most fun artwork, but it looks really good. The artist is very talented. There's a lot of incomplete portions, but I think the colors are great. I think it looks really nice. Look at the texture of those brushes, those bushes. Looks so good. I'm really proud to be a part of it, even though I haven't done any of the work. Mostly my coworkers have, but I still do work for the organization, so there's that. I am completely and utterly shocked and devastated. I finished the trilogy. I finished The Burning God, book 3 of the Poppy War trilogy by R.F. Kuang. I don't know how to feel right now. Y'all, oh my gosh. The first book in the trilogy, The Poppy War, is a fun book. It's more about Rin, our main character, getting into this war college where she learns how to strategize, learn about war, and learn about how things work if you hypothetically were in a war. They were training for a war. At the end of that book, a war begins. So that one was more fun, but we're getting comfortable with this main character. We're learning about her faults, her strengths, her weaknesses, and the classmates and teachers that she's going to be later dealing with in this war. Second book, The Dragon Republic, we are following same character, Rin, and she is in a group of people who are fighting against this invading country. She's in her country, there's this group of people coming in and they are fighting a war now, and she's on one side of it trying to get these people out, and she keeps getting betrayed here and there and yonder, and it's so heartbreaking to see her trying her best to do what she thinks is right. And she's not perfect. She's very young at the beginning and she makes a lot of dumb mistakes, and a lot of very understandable mistakes also. And she has her friends that she's known from college. Some of them die, some of them become rulers, some of them become whatever. And she has this group of people that she travels with that they're like mercenaries. Like, there's so many things that she's experiencing very quickly, and she's getting more powerful, and she's going through more trouble, and she's getting wounded, and she loses parts of her body through this, and she's bonded to someone now, and it's just so many different things. There's so much spirituality, and there's so much visceral death and hunger and blood, and it's so, the second book was so dark compared to the first one. This book from the get-go was Ren downfall. Like, you could see her losing herself, and the whole story of her being like a shaman is they only have one or two ways that they can go. They can either die, or they can be put away in this mountain, sealed away forever, not dead, but also unable to cause havoc because they've lost their minds. They've essentially lost their mind, and they are no longer in control, and a god has taken over their mind. So she knows that she's probably going to have that fate eventually, and you can see her in the beginning of this book losing herself. And I was worried that at the end of the book she was going to become either dead or one of those people who is covered in stone and put in the mountains. There's so much in this. Like, I want to cry. I'm so devastated. It's not that the ending necessarily shocked me. I knew that it wasn't going to be a beautiful ending, but I guess I had just held out hope that it would have a good ending. It was not a good ending. I mean, it was good, well written. I'm not complaining about the quality of the book, but it was a bad ending. It was a heart-wrenching ending. I am ripped apart by the ending of this book. I want to cry. It was so good. It was so good. I haven't read a book this good in so long. I have been so obsessed with this trilogy. And if you know anything about me, you know that I struggle with reading series in books. Not so much manga, that's easy. But with books, I truly struggle to pick up a second book in a series. And I don't know why, because I always really liked the first one, or I wouldn't finish it. I would just DNF it. But there are so many that I've started. If I can think of them, I'll put them here on the screen. But I rarely ever complete a series. I think there's only been 2, including this one, that I've completed, that I've started. I was just entranced with this one, and I didn't think I would be. I just took a chance on it one day at the bookstore. I'm like traumatized, but also so grateful that I read this story. And I'm not trying to say that this is the best book on the planet. I probably haven't read the best book on the planet, but I am so impressed and so utterly changed as a person because of this. I'm kind of in shock by the way this ended. My heart was wrenched out of my chest. Poor Ren. Like, I just feel for that character so much, and I can't cry. She went through so much shit through the series and in her life before she even went to college. And I just can't imagine. I could never be that strong, and I could never ever go through the things that she went through, and her friends. They were just kids, you know? And I know this is fiction and fantasy, but there's so much realness in this, and how war would work in a country, and how invading countries will just come in and erase the culture of where they're going and not care and not treat them like people. And it's just really heartbreaking to read someone going through all of that. The religious takeover, everything. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I'm a white girl in the South. I have no idea what it's like to be discriminated against other than being a woman. Like, I have no idea what that's like. God, I'm crying, sorry. I never cry in videos. It's great that we have books that can make us think like this. I don't read a lot of them because usually they're not in my attention, or they don't have genres that I typically enjoy. And I took a chance on this one. Historical, I never go for historical. And fantasy, that's always risky for me. So a historical fantasy was a risk. So maybe this tells me I need to take more risks. I'm definitely learning a lot about my reading as I've read this series. So if you know any other books that, if you like this series, you would like them, this might be the limit to my technological reading. And if I can explain that properly, I mean This had a lot of war strategy in it, and a lot of fighting, and a lot of conversation, a lot of planning and detail when it came to war. I think if it were any more advanced in like world, like high fantasy freaks me out. Like, I've tried reading those and I will read a page and not have absorbed any of it. This I could absorb. It was just enough for me to like not, you know, it was like the top of my threshold, I think. I don't read as many books as some people do, but when I find something I like, it changes me. So I feel like this series is a part of me now. Is Babel good? I know it's won like a ton of awards, but I don't know. I know it won't be like this, but is it good? Have y'all read Babel? Let me know if I should read it, or if it's way more advanced than this. This is a long book, by the way. I don't typically read really thick books like this. This was 630 pages long, with only like a couple pages being like a thank you at the end. So I'm pretty proud that I read through this as well. And the other two are really long too. I'm just bragging for a second, okay? But anyways, thank you for going through this journey with me. I never expected to enjoy this series as much as I did. Honestly, kind of expected for me to pick up the first book, read about half of it, and then not read more. I thought that's where it was gonna go. I think that just really speaks to you should always try new things. I definitely learned that lesson today. But yeah, 5 out of 5. Absolutely. Absolutely heart-wrenching. If I had to give this 1 or 2 word description, heart-wrenching and devastating. Those are the 2 I would pick. Very gory, very, very dark, but very powerful. Anyways, guys, I think I'll end the vlog here. I kind of want to start the next vlog on a new book. So I hope you have enjoyed the video. I hope that it wasn't too much of a letdown here at the end with me just crying about it, but I want this to be real, you know. For those few of you who watch my vlogs, I want you to actually see my life and see my thoughts on books. I sometimes don't get to divulge into my actual feelings in my wrap-ups and in my casual talking about recommendations of books. So this is where I really dive deep into something. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys. Thank you.